I'm Brad. I'm riding the bike.
If you're looking for a stylish folding e-bike that has the power enough to get you up the hills through your commute or on your daily ride, as well as having an accessory set that will help you manage that ride morning, noon, and night, the Heybike Ranger S may be just the one for you. We're going to take you through the bike itself, the specs, the controls, and take it for a ride down to Tarpon Tom's e-bikes and give Brad's first impression thoughts on the Heybike Ranger S. Let's get to it. The 1000 watt rear hub motor is brushless and it has 1800 watts of peak power with 100 Newton meters of torque. It comes encased in mag wheels and it is a 48 volt system to complement the 48 volt 14.5 amp hour battery that is located in the body of the bike itself. It's a total of 692 watt hours and provides 55 miles in range according to the website. Now we will recalculate utilizing the micro toll constant, but it still provides a quality amount of range, especially for such a high wattage rear hub motor. It does have the capability to be charged outside of the bike, or it has the port door here to charge while in the bike. The charger is a 48 volt charger with an output of 54.6 volts, which is the max charge of a 48 volt battery, and it is at 4 amps, meaning your charge rate can happen and full charge can be attained at about 3 to 4 hours. There are 5 levels of PAS assist, and it does have a torque sensor to give that more natural feel. This bike comes with a 48 tooth chain ring at the cranks with an 11/28 tooth freewheel operated by a Shimano turning shifter 7-speed. The brakes are 2-piston RSX with 180 millimeter discs. The cranks are 170 millimeters in length to accommodate the folding aspect of the bike. The lighting system is stacked with some agreeable features, including turn signals on both front and back, as well as a horn. The horn is embedded into the light frame. It also has a running brake light. This is what your brakes look like without the lights on. This is what they look like with the lights on. And here's with the brake. The e-bike also comes with an auto-on headlight. If you're going to be storing it in a dark place when you turn off your bike, you need to make sure that the auto-on switch is off as well.
And then the auto-on headlights for...
I was wondering what that auto button was. I thought it was maybe cruise control or something like that. But
No, it'll turn the headlights on when it gets dark.
that's cool.
I think. Can we turn these lights off? Let's see if that happens.
I have to turn these lights off too. Oh, I have to turn that one off up front. Oh, try it. Close the door.
Oh, look at that. Yep. Ta-da! So if I press the auto button, it turns off, and then when it's back here in the dark, it comes on.
It has a hydraulic front suspension fork with lockouts. The fork holds 20x4 knobby tires with a nice reflective sidewall. These are the Chaoyang brand. The Heybike Ranger does fold, and it has a little switch here for the handlebars, and as you let that down, you just roll them over like so. Once you've got that done, prep your pedals. From there, you will want to unlock the frame switch. So you will push up on the bottom lever and then pull out of the handle so that you can fold your bike here on the hinge. I'm using the seat to hold it in, but you can also remove the seat, and then it has a very compact sizing so that it can fit in your car or your trunk wherever you need it to go for immediate storage out of the weather for quick use. Your controller is a 48 volt controller with a max current rating of 30 plus or minus 1 amps. And it tucks inside the controller housing at the fold of the bike. The total weight of the bike is 72 pounds, and it's fit for riders from 4 foot 11 inches to 6 foot 2. I'm 6 foot 2, so I would definitely extend the seat out as much as I could, try and get that matched to my hip, and then I'm going to extend the handlebars as well. This will give me a nice long pedal or leg extension while I'm pedaling, and it will allow me to get my feet on the ground too. The payload capacity on this bike is 400 pounds, and it does come with a nice quality rear rack, fenders for both the front and the back, a derailleur guard, the chain guard on the outside, as well as a nice suspension seat, which is wide enough and comfortable enough for me too. I am a huge fan of the mag wheels and the elimination of spoke breakage. It does have a mount for a front basket, which is a really nice additional feature. To turn your bike on, press the power button at the bottom of your display controls on the left-hand side. The button on the bottom right-hand side of your display controls allows you to change the brightness for nighttime riding. The information display button is on the upper right-hand side of the display controls. Press that button to move between trip, odometer, max speed, and average speed. You also have the ability to have voltage readout on the last setting.
Heybike does have an app, and you can download it in the App Store or Google Store. Go ahead and open your app, and to sync it, turn on your display, and it will flash with a blue flash. When you see that, you're going to go home, and then you will add a bike inside the app. It will only show you the bikes that are near, and you will select that bike and then click the link button. We're going to be adding this bike, and then we're going to confirm the color selection. And from here, you have the ability to change the settings on your bike. You see on the home screen for the Ranger S1000 that you have the ability to change the PAS settings from 0 to 3, 1 to 3, 0 to 5, and 1 to 5. 0 means no ability to have PAS or use throttle. You also have the ability to turn on and off the bike from your application. It does do ride tracking, and you can find stores nearby that sell Heybikes. I like to go into the personalized setting of the bikes and then check out and make sure that my speed units are correct, miles per hour, user top speed as dictated by the app is 32, and throttle speed limiter is off. So when on, the throttle speed will be limited to the maximum speed in the current PAS setting. I think they have fixed the previous issues that they had with these, so now we have the ability to throttle to full speed in any one of the PAS settings.
Update is there. I'm glad that it shows now that it is a Mars 2.0. So I'm going to go to personalize. When on, the throttle speed will be limited to the maximum speed in the current PAS level, which means that when I press the throttle every time, it will only go to the PAS level. What I really want to know is if no has been fixed. Here we go again. PAS 1, no thumb throttle. Pedaling, still no thumb throttle. PAS 1. This should not be happening. This should not be happening at all.
If you turn it on, then you can actually set the limits for each of the PAS settings for the bike itself. I'm going to leave it off. I like having the ability to go full speed on any one of the PAS settings. It also allows you to have multiple rider profiles that are using the bike, so someone else can sync to the bike with their app instead of overriding your personal profile. From there, you can also check the firmware version, and the current version of this firmware is the latest version. You can also check your rides and see all of the rides and the ride data from any one of the saved rides within your Heybike app, and those are synced and utilized within the display and the application of your profile itself. I am going to take this Heybike Ranger S 1000 watt rear hub with 14.5 amp hour battery down to Brad at Tarpon Tom's and let him get a look. I am interested to see how it goes. I haven't been on a Heybike in some time. I'm looking for responsiveness with the display, how things are playing out there, what they've got going on in the application, and then how the ride is. Is it herky-jerky? Is it smooth? Is it powerful? Going up the pedestrian crossways, what does the out-of-the-box scenario feel like? That's definitely a situation that I need to know about, and where our PAS levels are. So I'm gonna give you all that and then see where we can go from there. So straight away, I should have done better with my dash mount, but it's fine. I know what's up. Down here, there's a horn, which I think that we're at the place now where these things should probably be becoming standard on bikes, so I'm glad that Heybike has them. There are also turn signals, and those are really nice. And the one thing that I wish there was for these turn signals is an indicator on the dash. They don't have it, but having them is better than not. So I'm gonna take turn signals all day. Definitely gonna need to demonstrate that for you. And then there's an on-off switch for the lights. Now the lights also have an auto on for nighttime, and I do like that. So we're pretty happy with the way that sets up, but the thing is it's separate. So you've got to look out for the auto button for the lights on your dash, and then make sure that if you're seeing lights later on that you've turned it off, especially if you put it in a dark shed or something. It's like, why is my headlight coming on? Well, that is why there is a separate auto on for the lighting system. I'm just gonna stop right here, and then I'm gonna throttle up this pedestrian bridge on the incline just to see what's going on and see how the power is. What I really wanna know is, does it pick up speed? Now I'm thinking 1000 watts should definitely pick up speed, so I'm gonna pump this up to PAS 5 and just give it full throttle. I'm not gonna pedal, there's no need. I'm just gonna see how this thing does. So, all right. So as we're moving, like, it is gradually picking up speed. Now, typically in your 500 watt class and below, you're pretty static and it's not gonna be, all right, so I have to let go of the throttle. So that's a good indicator that it was overcoming that. So my weight is around 225, 230 pounds. So coming up that hill on a folding e-bike with a 1000 watt motor, and it was picking up speed going uphill. I'll take it. All day long. All day. Yes, please, and thank you. Now, the brakes are really nice. Let me see. I'm gonna ride this front brake all the way down. So just one left brake, and it's doing all right. It's not bad. So I feel like it could pull to a stop. I often find myself doing one-handed things, so I like to know that one has the power to deal with my weight and the bike, at least, and understand the type of incline that would take for it to be effective. But let me see about throttling out from here. What I anticipate, this will stop throttle at 28 miles an hour. And yeah, it's looking pretty accurate. And I can feel that it could go faster, but it's just not. It's definitely a programmed situation. I do like how smooth it is, though. It's very smooth when it's trying to get up to speed. There is no jerkiness to it, but you also feel the power behind it, so there's that. I'm also a big fan of thumb throttles, so that's a huge deal for me. Having this thumb throttle on the right-hand side is key for all aspects of what I like to do, especially when I'm filming, because I'm left-handed, and I will hold the phone and record Brad while he's riding. And now that I have these and have a right-hand thumb throttle, I've got a lot of versatility in my abilities, plus all my hand signals are coming from my left hand, as it is with the MOT book for motorcycle riding, so I like that as well. I've heard some really noisy bikes, but right now,
this bike, a lot of the road noise is coming from the tires, and I would have to say that it's very quiet. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bump this thing down to pedal assist 0, and then put it in pedal assist 1, start from 0, and then we're going to see how long this thing takes to get up to 20 miles an hour. So we're ready for that. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, okay, there it is. Some of the smoothness. Been riding these high-powered e-bikes. There it is, 20 miles an hour. That was not long. We'll see what that is. Hopefully we got some GPS distance capture, but I'm not disappointed in any way. This is a folding e-bike at $1,299 right now, and it is the end of May 2025. So like $1,299 for 1,000 watt. They're plus 10 amp hours. That's very good. It's quiet. It seems to be very rigid. Front suspension, and the seat is cushy. Could handle a suspension seat post, but I think at the price point, if you're going to add a suspension seat post, the rider choice should be there. So you should definitely try and figure that out on your own. We recommend bike case seat posts, but the reality is I appreciate the quality of this seat because it's not as hard and doesn't hurt as much on my old brittle bones. All right, for PAS 1, I'm just gonna pedal out. We're gonna see what the max speed is on PAS 1 flat ground. This is as flat as flat. This is Florida flat, folks. This is what's up. So PAS 1, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I can feel my chain just going nuts. So it doesn't feel like much, honestly. Like 10 miles an hour and a hard pedal, and I can get up to like 12 probably. And I really don't want to do that. So, all right, let's go ahead and PAS 2. Let's see what that is. That's not much better. All right, PAS 3 seems to be a game changer. PAS 2 settled in between 15, 16 miles an hour and below, in between that 9 and 10 miles an hour of PAS 1. And I'm already breathing hard. PAS settings. Okay, let's do PAS 4. PAS 4. All right, no throttle. So here's where I really notice the torque sensor aspect, but even still, it feels like 4 is set for 20 miles an hour, and that's just kind of it. Put it in gear 7, and the effort required, I don't want to extend it up to 20, to be honest. So 4, 20 miles an hour. PAS 4, 20 miles an hour. Okay. Responsiveness of the torque sensor. I don't know. I feel to some degree, I do wonder if there's a setting for changing the sensitivity. So here we go. There's PAS 5. All right. I appreciate the power e-bikes, and I can already feel it. And now I really recognize the difference in torque sensing. And when I put that effort in, I have a sense of what it's going to be getting to 28 miles an hour. Thank you, sir. All right, so I saw that. That was like, Let's see. It's still effort, right? And so I bounced it, and honestly, it's kicking out. At this point, with the torque sensor, I can feel it like topping out at 28. So the top out speed when pedaling and cranking at this level seems to be about 27. So we're gonna check that gear ratio. Definitely need to check that gear ratio. I know above 4, a gear ratio above 4 is definitely where you want to be. It helps. in the high speed pedaling, so that 20 mile an hour and up, it reduces like the frequency and the cadence of your legs. So like the pedal, 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 pedal. So that helps when you have a really high gear ratio. It doesn't help necessarily, I would suspect, in a hilly scenario, because you have to shift gears all the time. But I'm fortunate, I'm here in Florida, this gives me the stretch. And the higher the power of the e-bike, which is something like this Heybike Ranger S, it's going to give you the power that you need to get there. And if you just can't through pedal assist, you just give it a good go on the throttle. And there it is, it just takes off for you, and you keep going, and it's continuous power as it runs. And we really are pleased with the back end power of this thing. It just, I feel like I know it has more. It's showing 28.4 on the speedometer, and that's gonna be your max speed as it goes, because I can feel it tripping out and it just stops itself. I have no complaints with the grips. So one thing I do know about these bikes is they keep them narrow, because when you fold them, you need a nice small cross-sectional area of the folded e-bike to really fit into cars and the rear of cars, etc., that you want them to be in. The way the body looks, and especially the seam on the frame, gives me the feeling of security in knowing that it's got good contact throughout. If it's not a welded or unibody structure, at least the contact with the other half of the frame is there, and I feel really secure about how the lock is working on it. So I do appreciate, like, that is a clean seam. There's no bounce, there's no gap, there's no look inside of it. So that does comfort me. I do wish that the battery was flipped so that I could have a bottle cage mount right here in front of me. But they make straps for that, and I'll leave a link for any of these style products that I talk about, seat post straps, etc., in the description below. And we appreciate you utilizing those links to help keep this channel going. Special shout out to Heybike for sending out the Ranger S. I am enjoying my ride, and the color is right too. And it seems to fit. I'm 6'2". The length scenario is working out. I did raise the seat a bit, but on these I like to have full foot traction just in case I got to drop. It is not the normal style that I ride, but I do have an appreciation for a 20-inch, especially in town or someplace where you can take it, roll it up, and keep it out of the rain when you're ready to transport it. And you can see that it has a calmer side. And in these scenarios, when it's a high pedestrian walkway, a pathway that's multi-use, I like the fact that it can go slow and it's smooth. It's not jerking me out of my seat whenever I try and take off or I give it some throttle. Very, very smooth. Just a really smooth takeoff. I'm happy about that. And it's quiet. I know for a fact that the noise coming from this bad boy is the tires. It is the tires all day. Now, the ability to keep up in traffic like this is key, and you really need that freedom when you're doing it, especially with the full speed. If throttle was capped at 20 miles an hour on this, I would not be able to do this thing, and it's super beneficial. It helps out a lot for me.
Yeah.
This is Brad riding the bike.
I'm Brad. I'm riding the bike. All right. First impression is that it looks good. It's a nice color, nice paint quality. It's nice shocks to the lockout and preload and everything. I'm so excited to ride, I'm not even turned on yet. There we go. So we're in PAS 1. This guy is fresh out of the box. Probably needs a little gear adjustment and whatnot, but PAS 1 is good. It's slower. I'd say it's That's 7.5 miles an hour. Has one. 2 feels good. Take a left here, go through the neighborhood. You got that normal hum from the tires. The motor is very quiet on this bike. So the first thing I noticed is a 1,000-watt motor, but it's almost dead silent when it's working. So that's pretty cool. You know, get any kind of extra noise, makes you feel more like on a regular bicycle. I do like the analog kind of push button headlight switches and turn signals. It's easier than holding down buttons to turn on the lights and all that kind of rigmarole. You can flash your lights at cars. You can, you know, got a horn. You get in trouble running stop signs around here. This bike is just fresh out of the box. We didn't unlock anything or anything like that, so top speed you're looking at around 20, maybe a little just over until it cuts off. But the handle's nice. It's got a real just nimble kind of feel, very planted. Really don't know where I'm going. I've never been this deep into the neighborhood, but oh, look at that, Bradley Drive. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure if this bike is a torque sensor or cadence. Its bottom bracket definitely looks like a torque sensor, but it's almost so sensitive that it takes like no pressure at all to engage the motor, which is, depending if it's, you know, what you like or whatever, it's all kind of preference, but for the first half of this ride, I thought it was a cadence sensor. It kicks in so easily, but okay. I was wrong about that 20-mile-an-hour cap. It looks like you can at least go over that. Throttle is very, very responsive. Very snappy on the throttle. Get all the power you need to pass traffic or definitely a nice riding bike. I'd say its ride quality is noticeably better than more popular bikes in this category. There's no rattles over bumps and stuff. There's no chain clatter against the frame and stuff like that. It's seems to be very well engineered kind of ride here. Oh, lose our camera. Have to check the owner's manual. I'm not sure what this auto button on the throttle does. If it's maybe that's cruise control. And that throttle is just whoa, whoa. The brakes definitely feel good too. I don't know if I mentioned that, but these RSX brakes are very well suited. Hey! Yeah, they're very well suited for this, you know, this bike's kind of on the heavier side. It's a, you know, folding 20x4. It's got the mag wheels and stuff, so there's some weight here. There's no getting around that, but this, let's go this here. Oh yeah, definitely feel that 1,000-watt motor. Just pull you right up the hill. No problem at all for this bike. This hill is pretty steep. Doesn't even phase it. Overall, very nice bike. Especially for the price bracket and everything, what you get for the money is, I'd say, very nice package, very nice option if you're looking for 20x4 folding, you know, commuter kind of bike, 1,000-watt. You know, we live in a hilly area, that'd be great. Back here at the shop. I couldn't tell if it's a torque sensor or a cadence. It is? I say it's so sensitive. It's like 4 times too sensitive. It's like
For a torque sensor?
Yeah.
Especially
like it's almost
wheel
this full
diameter.
bore anytime you're pedaling.
Yeah, I felt that too.
Yeah.
So I haven't checked the settings in the app, so I will check those to see if there's anything to do to bring that down. But
Yeah.
I find it interesting that you said that because I feel that's true.
Right. Yeah.
Right? I'm just like,
Yeah. I was riding and like halfway through, I'm like, it's kind of jerky a little bit. I'm like, maybe it's not a cadence sensor. And I look down, and that's definitely a torque sensor bottom bracket.
for sure. And it was an upgrade for the 1000-watt rear hub.
Oh yeah. That's definitely enough power. Like that little grass hill back here, it's like a little steep, like
Yeah.
there's like no problem. Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I think I like the way it looks.
Yeah.
You like the mags?
Yeah. I wish more of them had mags.
They're just heavy.
Yeah, they're heavy, but no spoke problems, no truing problems. They're just like,
Yeah.
the way to go.
The bike is like 72 pounds, so it isn't terrible, regardless.
Yeah, planted real sturdy. Yeah,
Very
right through
smooth,
it.
like no herky jerky takeoff.
Yeah.
It just like takes you.
No chain clanging against the frame. Fenders rattling and stuff.
The fold, right? Trying to see what it's like when it's folding and where to put it. That'll be a nice indicator of what it does.
Yeah.
Does the horn? Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah. I honked at a guy.
The only thing we don't have is like a way to know if the turn signals are actually on.
Oh yeah.
That's the only like.
Huh.
I like having them, but there's nothing there. Except of course the light itself.
Right. It's got front turn signals though. That's kind of rare. Let's do that too.
And then the auto on headlights for.
I was wondering what that auto button was. I thought it was maybe cruise control or something like that. But
No, it'll turn the headlights on when it gets dark.
that's cool.
I think. Can we turn these lights off? Let's see if that happens. See if your camera will show it. Like you can step in front of it. Yeah, push back.
I like the little Heybike running light thing. Or I have to turn these lights off too. Oh, I have to turn that one off up front. Oh, try it. Close the door. It's not going to get dark enough, I bet.
Oh, look at that.
Came on?
Yep. Ta-da! So if I press the auto button, it turns off, and then when it's back here in the dark, it comes on.
Yeah. There it is. It's kind of odd that it's on the throttle on the other side.
Yes. I found that I was okay with the trade-off for that oddness because of
Yeah.
the feature itself.
Yeah.
Except for if you forget to turn it off
Yeah.
and you leave it.
And it comes on when it's off.
But it's like turn your bike off kind of
Yeah.
thing. So let's see. So turn the bike off. Right, yeah. The bike is off and the headlight is still on.
All right.
So
It's
that's
like a
not...
separate
Yeah.
system. Cool.
It's the little things.
Yeah.
All right, man. Cool. Thank you
Yeah.
for giving it a runaround.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really pleased with this. I think it's necessary to get a step through now anyway. The way the bikes are in the industry and the frame strength versus anything you get with a higher crossbar, the step through is where it's at. This bike is stylish. I like it. The color is good. And it has the 1000-watt rear hub motor, which is super quiet. Even Brad noticed we did not rehearse. It was just, I'm going to come bring this to you and then tell me what you think. I would have to say that it's very quiet.
The motor's very quiet on this bike.
And I noticed a lot of what we said synced up. So I think we're pretty in tune to the bikes and what we like as riders and what we prefer in terms of ease of use. There are some things for upgrade. I first want to acknowledge that the controls from the app worked as they should. There's been a long-standing issue I've had with Heybike, and I'm hoping that the receipt of this Heybike is the beginning of a new relationship, because they have taken the time to fix the application from previous issues, which At that time, it was a bike that I just could not own because of the app's ability to turn off all the settings. But now this bike is ready to go. Not only that, but it looks great. I'm really pleased with how this ride went and what I'm seeing on the accessories, the dash for the bike, and in terms of the quality of the ride and feel as you are taking this bike around. This 1000-watt has the strength and it is smooth as butter. So I know a lot of you stuck around here for some mica toll range calculations. The stated range for this bike at 14.4 amp hours is 55 miles. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and calculate the range via the mica toll constant. So it will be 14.4 times 48, and it gets you 691.2 watt hours. Now you're going to divide that by 25, and 25 is the mica toll constant, and it said it's 25 watt hours per mile ridden at 20 miles an hour throttle only, and you get 27.65 miles. Now that's 20 miles an hour throttle only on your 48-volt system, and that's not driving full throttle everywhere. You get up at a reasonable rate and you sustain that rate full throttle, no pedaling, and it's reasonable to assume you're going to achieve somewhere close to 27.6 miles on factory battery alone. That allows you enough speed to work in traffic. That, of course, is not taking into account riding slower than that. And all that aside, the ride will be of a higher quality, and we definitely appreciate that. Color display, turn signals, horn. The PAS selection keyboard is really nice, so your display controls are really nice. You have the standard gear shift, same old, same old. Watch out for that auto on. We do like the auto on feature in terms of its ability to know whether there is sunlight or not, but it is detrimental in the event that you leave it on. You could leave it on, park your bike, it turns on, and the light is on for a long duration until you come back to it. So that part I'm hoping gets remedied in the next version. But at the current price point, $12.99, this bike is where it's at. It's got all the features, a nice, cool color selection. Merlot red, stone blue, metallic sand, and shark gray. So we think that the color combinations, the red one is really pretty as well. I've seen that, and I'm just a big fan of the blue bike. We've seen most of the color combinations for this, and we can come to a consensus that the paint job is really nice as well. The battery could stand to come out the bottom, but I think there would be interference on that end with the fender. So the best exit for this step through, given the amount of room from the seat, is how they have the battery placed right now. The only wish would be perhaps bottle cage mount here. Other than that, $12.99, this bike is worthwhile. Check out the associated videos. They'll be placed right here on the view screen, and use those videos to help accessorize your bike, find more information, and then general repair, etc. Anytime we have one in there, just search Heybike Ranger S and it should pop up in our video catalog, and then you'll see the full assortment for it. We will be leaving links to the bike and all of the products mentioned in the video in the description below. We will talk to you next time.